Good morning. Look at that. What a beautiful day it is outside down here in Southern Florida. And here I am this morning with my Dunkin' Donuts coffee on the final trading day of the year. Yes, folks, it is December 31st, 2021. Oh my God. And another year has come and gone, right? And so let's talk about it. What is it that we need to know? Well, like I said, another year did come and it did go, and we are all 1 year older, right? So just on a side note, I wish you all the very best and hope that the new year brings you peace, joy, good health, love of family and friends, and continued success and prosperity. So I will see you on the other side on Monday, which brings us into January 3rd, 2022, a whole new year. So go back to 1939, and frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. That was Rhett Butler and to Scarlett O'Hara, right? The year, like I said, 1939, on the big screen. Gone with the Wind, a classic and world-famous movie starring Clark Gable and Vivian Leigh. It's a movie of a bygone era. It tells a story of the American Civil War and Reconstruction from the Southern perspective. It won 10 Academy Awards, was among the first major motion picture studios to shoot in Technicolor, and became the highest grossing film of all time at that point. I give you this tidbit of information because it seems appropriate. The quote expresses complete and utter frustration on behalf of Rhett Butler as he no longer cares what happens to Scarlett as she pleads, "Where shall I go and what shall I do?" And that, my friends, are the questions that confront us all in 2022 as we tie up the loose ends in 2021. We ask, where shall we go and what shall we do in 2022? Should we expect another stellar year, or should we expect a return to normal, if there's even a description of what normal is any longer? Stocks are closer to their all-time highs, the Dow gaining 18% year to date. The S&P is up 27% year to date. The NASDAQ ahead by 22% year to date, on top of the 40% last year. The Russell, the worst performer, was up 14% year to date, while the Dow Transports stole the show in 21, rising 31%. Individual sectors performing even better. Energy up a whopping 48%. Real estate up 41%, tech up 34%, financials up 32%, consumer discretionary up 27%, healthcare and basic materials both up 24%, leaving consumer staples and utilities up 13% each. And within each sector, we've seen individual names get rewarded while others get punished. Many of those high-flying work-from-home names coming under the knife this year as money began to move out of those names and into the themes that are expected to be popular in the new year. Volumes this week, as expected, are low. Many professionals are away for the holiday, leaving the algos in charge, and this results in more exaggerated moves in either direction. And that couldn't be any clearer than what we've seen over the last 10 trading days as the Santa rally remained intact and portfolio managers and retail investors did some year-end window dressing, sending the S&P up 6.5% in the last 10 days, the Dow up 5.5%, the NASDAQ up 6.5%, the Russell's up 5.5%, and the transports up a whopping 7% in 10 days. The 10-year treasuries will end the year yielding about 1.5-ish, well below what many expected in early 2021 when talk of 2 to 2+ rates were all the rage. Oil is set to end the year at $76.50 a barrel, up 65% from where it began the year. Part of that move can be tied to the Biden's energy policy, and part can be attributed to rising global demand in a recovering world. Gold is trading at $18.20 an ounce, down 7% on the year, and the cryptos continue to provide excitement. Bitcoin rising 63% to end the year near 43,000, while Ethereum is going to end the year up 433% at 4,000 after rising as high as 550% to nearly $5,000. Investors and markets got another scare in early December when the third derivative of COVID began washing over the world. Countries and companies once again faced with what to do. Restrictions, lockdowns, mandates, closures, and rates of infection are once again part of the daily conversation. Airlines canceling flights in record numbers, restaurants closing in New York City, Chicago, and LA, Broadway shut down, businesses that were trying to come back are going back to remote status. The vaccines that were supposed to protect us from getting sick, in fact, do not do that completely, but they do blunt the severity of the virus if you get it, and that is clear, and that is the positive in this. The appearance of Omicron 3 weeks ago sent global markets tumbling as investors tried to parse through the data and the headlines. It started in South Africa, and now it's in every continent and every country around the world. The virus essentially flipping the bird to the medical and scientific community in what felt like that scene out of the movie when Rhett Butler says, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn." The new year will bring us other things to consider as well, as institutional and retail investors prepare for what is sure to be another interesting and volatile year, considering all the themes that are going to be in the storyline for 2022. Right? We have, at the very top, the midterm elections in November. And the chatter surrounding that, predicting outcomes has already started. It's sure to get even louder as the winter turns to spring and spring turns to summer. And then we got the big elephant in the room, right? The Fed and what they have up their sleeve for the coming months. While Jay Powell has been very clear about the need to taper and the need to move on rates, he's been a bit vague about what the roadmap really is. It remains fluid, is all we know. Yes, he announced the doubling of the taper in December meeting, but he left the door open for January and beyond in terms of the pace of the tapering and the pace of rate moves. As we have seen, there are a range of opinions about what needs to happen. Some thinking that he needs to just stop the stimulus right now and raise rates immediately. Others remain in the camp that we should go slow. Much is going to depend on what the macroeconomic data and the inflation data tells us in the months ahead. Will it continue to be strong, or will we see a weakening in early 2022? You know how I feel? I don't think we are. What we know right now is that the stimulus will cease to exist by sometime in the spring, and rates are expected to rise at least 3 times in 2022. So anything that veers off this course will catch the markets by surprise. Unless, of course, the Fed can successfully jawbone it ahead of time to where they want it, right? And that's a real possibility. And then there's the agenda. Will Democrats get Joe Manchin to come over and take a seat at their table? Or is he going to remain steadfast in his opposition to Biden's Build Back Better plan? Don't forget the 3 nominees to the Federal Reserve. Who will they be? What will they think? How will they impact the investment horizon? Because those are 3 key spots. And then we should prepare for the 4th derivative of COVID sometime in the spring or summer. I mean, this is just not going to be over, right? There's going to be another wave coming. Each wave successfully may be less potent, we hope. And then what are going to be the geopolitical issues in the new year? Will China make a move on Taiwan? Will Vlad invade the Ukraine? We haven't heard much from the Mideast lately, so expect that to be part of the conversation during 2022. Why? I think you should ask, why not, right? I mean, just to create more angst and confusion in the world. So much to consider for investors, and so this is not the time for anybody to fall asleep, right? So you must remain awake. My gut tells me it's going to become a bit more defensive in the new year, right? Allocate new monies to sectors that have underperformed. I've been saying this for a while now. As well as not only the sectors that have underperformed, but the sectors that are expected to perform well in this part of the cycle, right? It's value. Think value names. I know they're big and boring, but they are beautiful as well. You can find this commentary. I had an appearance with Making Money with Jackie DeAngelis yesterday on Fox Business. I posted the link to my Twitter, so you can find the link to that interview on my Twitter account. You can also find it on my LinkedIn account. Look, U.S. futures are down this morning. Dow's down 60 points. The S&P's off 8. The Nasdaq's down 30. The Russell's down 5. Nobody should be surprised. It's the end of the year. There's lack of volume. Not much is expected to happen. Asian markets ended the year mixed, with China and Hong Kong down 5% and 14% respectively year to date. While Japan was up 5%, Australia up 13%, Taiwan up 24%, and South Korea up a measly 3.5%. Many European markets are closed, but the ones that are open are the UK and France, and both are down small this morning. Auckland, New Zealand has already welcomed in the new year, with Australia and the rest of the Asian continent only hours behind. The sun is just rising over the Atlantic, as you can see out my window. Markets are set to open, volumes and trading not expected to do much of anything as this year comes to an end. Monday, the slate will be wiped clean. The indexes will be reset to 0, and the game begins anew. Remember, investing is dynamic and it's not static. Pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention to your portfolio and talk to your advisor to get your guidance, to express any concerns or fears that you have coming into the new year. Remember, you can text the word invest to 21,000 on your cell phone to get my digital business card. Feel free to download it, send me off an email or a text, give me a call. I'm always happy to engage and talk about markets, planning thoughts, ideas, concerns, whatever. You can also follow me on Twitter and TikTok at Kenny Polcari and on Instagram at Kenny P1961. So what are we serving up? So tonight this is dessert, right? It's New Year's Eve, and so I have this great, easy, simple favorite recipe called Ricotta Coffee Cream. It's a simple dessert for the holidays, and it's so easy to make. And if it takes you longer than 3 minutes, you did it wrong, right? So here's what you need. It's a combination of ricotta cheese, rum, and espresso coffee, right? Now, Medaglia d'Oro is the Italian espresso coffee that we used in my family as a kid growing up. You can still find it today. You're gonna need 1.5 pounds of ricotta cheese. You need 2/3 cup of sugar. You need 5 tablespoons of dark rum, and you need 2/3 of a cup of espresso. You want to get out your food processor or your blender, add all the ingredients into the processor, blend it until you have a nice creamy consistency. Now you want to pour the mixture into individual glasses or small dessert cup or bowls. Not a big one, kind of like this. You can use wine glasses for more dramatic effect if that's what you want. You want to place it in the fridge and allow it to cool overnight or cool all afternoon. And after your dinner party tonight, you remove it from the fridge. You can put a couple of fresh coffee beans right on top as you serve it, and then just serve it with a spoon and enjoy it. It's really a great dessert. Like I said, it's simple to make, and if it takes you more than 3 minutes, you did something wrong. I hope you enjoy it. Listen, it's been an unbelievable year for sure. Stocks have done an amazing job. Investors have remained resilient. The U.S. economy is strong, but there are potholes ahead, and people should be aware. In any event, it's going to be a beautiful day. Tonight, we're going to celebrate the new year. Tomorrow brings us into January 1st, and Monday starts the game all over again. Until then, take good care.